What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I'm going to show you a variety of vinyl wrap tools that you need to be able to wrap a car. Not everything here is necessary, but I'm going to show you what these toolkits contain and what they do. If you guys are looking for how-to vinyl wrap videos, open forum discussion board where I go on there every single day and answer questions directly for you, check out my website, ckwraps.com. Links in the top corner and the description below for you. We're giving away 1 month free as always. Sign up, check it out. If you like it, I'm there to help you. Let's get into it. I have a bunch of tools here from Vicriz, and Vicriz has a bunch of awesome candy paint colors. They have awesome PPF, and we're gonna get into what these tools that they have offer for the industry. We have a variety of tools in this box. This is a more intermediate box, and the links for all these tools are gonna be in the description below for you guys. So if you're looking to pick them up, they will be there for you. This box right here, we have something I would say is more of a PPF squeegee. This would be great for squeegeeing off your table or surface before you even wrap. This is a nice soft rubber squeegee that removes lint, contaminants, and debris from the surface. We also have a window tint squeegee. So if you're looking to diversify your portfolio and get into window tinting, PPF, and color change, don't forget to also check out my website, ckwraps.com, and we are doing training for our CK Wraps Protect film. If you want to check it out, sign up. The link is in the description below as well. But this is for window tinting. This is great for getting into those really tight recesses and corners, or sorry, below the window trim, the inside window trim itself on the door. We have a variety of triangle squeegees. These are always great for either tucking or even doing window tints. We have felt buffer pads. These buffer pads are nice and thick. They are super soft. They feel like they're more like suede, which is really nice, and will glide along the surface really well. We have a pre-loaded squeegee. Super nice that it already comes with a buffer on it. It prevents you from having to do that yourself. But again, you're going to wear this out and you're going to want to replace it with the felt buffers. Felt buffers are really nice. Some of the nicer ones that I've ever seen, to be honest. And there's some nice flex, but good rigidity to the squeegee itself. Again, this is the more intermediate package. This is a tool that is used for a variety of different things, actually. It has multi-angle on it. You can use this for some window tinting, actually some vinyl wrapping, and so on, tucking, edges, corners, and so forth. Lots you can do with that. And then we have a tucking wrap stick, which is really nice to actually use as well for tucking into those really tight recesses. On top of that, they threw in a plastic blade with a holder. The plastic blade with a holder is really nice. The plastic blade itself is very useful. I use this all the time when I remove the adhesive from the backing of emblems in order to be able to reapply the emblem adhesive. So the two-sided tape that I use for that. So this is super important to be able to clean it up really nicely. Again, very useful tool. So that's in the more intermediate kits. In the professional kit, let's get into that one. We have a bunch of tools here. Some stuff I know is similar, not all the same. Let's move that over. We have, again, more of a window tint squeegee. This is great for squeegeeing out large flat areas really easily, really effective. We have another preloaded squeegee with a buffer. We have, in my opinion, a higher quality wrap stick or tucking tool. These are magnetic. I can feel that they all stick together. You can see that they do. These are really nice. These are different rigidities. So we have a firm, we have a more medium, the orange, and then we have a softer one, which is the green. These are great for being able to tuck behind window trims, seals, edges, and so forth. Excellent little kit. We have a full-blown covered microfiber, I believe microfiber, buffer, okay, so squeegee. So this is really great for squeegeeing and not worrying about you making any mistakes and hitting possibly an edge, hitting the wrap with an edge of one of these guys right here. You can't make any mistakes with this thing. Nice and soft. Again, more variety of squeegees, different shapes, different sizes. You more or less get to choose what suits you and what feels best. Triangle tool, one of my favorite tools. These are great for tucking in behind window trims and other trims as well. This is nice that it has an actual rounded corner on the very front, so very particular with that. This rounded corner prevents you from actually gouging or ruining the trim around the window. The more pointy ones run the risk. Again, same squeegee that was in the last kit. Let's move that out of the way. We have an air release tool. This is a super handy tool that you need with pretty much all vinyl wraps. Every single vinyl wrap traps air. It doesn't matter what the brand is. And this tool is going to help you get rid of the odd bubble that comes up here and there without jabbing it with your knife, because jabbing it with your knife is not the way to go. I 100% guarantee you that. Super handy. Again, it just clips on like a pen. Again, another window tint squeegee, more PPF stuff, and then we have a vinyl cutter, which is really nice to have because this is plastic covered or entirely coated in plastic, and you're less likely to do any damage if you're cutting near the vehicle when you are cutting out your larger sections of vinyl with the backing paper on. We have nice little tools that help get into really tight areas. This one comes preloaded with a buffer, super nice as well. We have another PPF squeegee here. This is great for obviously doing PPF, whatever area you decide to do. This looks like an eraser, but it is also for PPF, which is super nice. It's got different sides to it, but it's great for getting into really tight areas with your PPF, exactly. And then we have another plastic blade with a handle. We have this little guy right here, nice and handy. This is great for tucking around doors. Sometimes I use these for prying things up as far as plastic components goes, but hey, you're not supposed to do that, but you'll wear it out a little bit faster, but I use it for all kinds of stuff. We have another one here with a sharper angle getting around doors as well. This is gonna get around that fender to door area and really help you get that vinyl tucked in and around. Some extra plastic blades. Again, the pink tool. And then these are a little bit more unique. We have a Kevlar finger glove. Interesting, right? Now, what finger does this fit on? I don't know. Oh, you kind of force it on, but it'll stretch out for sure. This is great for just sliding on and not having to put an entire glove on to actually do your edges and your corners and so forth. Having the glide from a glove, and especially a Kevlar glove, is really important because it prevents your fingers from sticking to the edges as you wrap around them. Now let's throw all this stuff back in the box and let's get into a couple more tools that we have going on here. Of course, you're going to need a heat gun. A heat gun is really important because the heat gun is what allows you to stretch your vinyl, right? Some vinyls, sure, might allow you to stretch it without a heat gun, but it's still limited without heat. This one has a dual setting, so let's open that up. The trigger is on the back, which is nice. I like that. And straight all the way up is all the way hot. And middle is medium, and then down is completely off. So it has two settings. You don't need more settings than that. It's either medium or hot. I always go hot, personally speaking, just so you know. I don't mess around and wait for the heat gun to get hot. I want to go straight hot right away. I control my heat by how far in and how far out I go with the heat gun. So, if I'm at the highest heat possible and I'm all the way up here, if I go all the way in like this, of course, it's going to be extremely hot. But if I'm out here, it's going to be hot at the heat gun, but I control the heat with my distance. Very important. This feels like a really solid heat gun. It honestly looks and feels really solid. Let's get into a few more tools we have going on here. We have extra blades. Of course, you're going to need these. Super important stuff. We have a different type of plastic blade holder with a plastic blade already loaded, but I'll show you what that is. This is the one I actually use all the time to scrape off that adhesive from the backside of an emblem. You don't want to use a metal blade because a metal blade, you could damage the chrome. If it's most of the time they are chrome emblems and chrome lettering. So you could damage the chrome with a metal blade. This is much less likely to do any damage. It's sharp enough where I just gouged out some of my skin doing that, but it is sharp enough, okay? So you don't need anything more than this. This is a really handy tool to have. Magnets. These are actually super nice magnets. I really like them a lot. They're felt covered magnets. And what's nice about that? Well, they're felt covered. So you don't have to worry about mostly impressions in your film. What you'll notice if you ever leave a magnet on the surface of a wrap for a period of time, depends on how hot it is, depends on what type of vinyl, but if you ever leave that on the surface for too long, you're going to get an impression or impressions from one magnet. Mainly because the magnet has little tiny magnets inside of it, like this actual one here, and many others. But this is actually super nice because it has the felt buffer, which prevents the smaller magnets from pressing through. Big, big difference. And on top of that, less likely to scratch the wrap with the actual magnet here itself. Most of the time you're using the magnets on the outside, so you're not really too worried about scratching the wrap, but just in case. Let's get into some other tools here. What's in this box? I'll tell you what's in this box. This is a really nice cutter. Long handle, feels good. It curves really nicely. So this is a lot different than the cutter that I showed you in the other boxes. This cutter is a little bit more special and a little bit more unique in its being, or its characteristics here, where this is a Teflon coated cutter. And this can actually slide between the film and the liner. Okay, so I just cut that. I cut the liner off, the release liner, without cutting the film. Beautiful, right? What is this good for? It's good for laying down partial sections at a time, especially when you're lining up like graphics, lettering, signs, that kind of thing. It's super, super, super useful. What is this also good for? Well, I'm going to show you. It curls and cuts really nicely, so I can shape it however way I want. You can't do that with almost any other cutters that are on the market. This one allows you to do that. So what's nice is when you're cutting out the wheel well area and stuff like that, when I'm trying to trim out excess film, this is a super handy cutter for that. Blades, totally replaceable. These are the blades that are right here for you. So these are totally replaceable blades, and you just unscrew this thing and you can use this blade 4 times. You unscrew that, you flip it over. So what I like to do is I like to mark the area with a Sharpie that I used. I take it, I flip it, and then once that other side gets worn out, I mark it again. I take it, just drop that off, I flip it over, and then same deal. So 4 times. Get a lot of use out of these things. Nice and handy to have, guys. Like, no joke. This is probably one of the better cutters that is on the market and in the industry right now. You can't go wrong with it. It's something that I've been using for years, and really helps finesse certain areas. Let's move that out of the way. Let's get into the toolkit here. I believe this is a 7-piece. Could be wrong. Could be a little bit more. So this is a tucking toolkit, or a wrap toolkit, which means it's more for tucking. And these are mostly magnetic. I believe they all are. Yep, they're all magnetic, which is great. They're all going to stick together. We have 7 pieces, like I said, and these are excellent little tools for areas where you need them. You can stick them to the car whenever you can. Not all cars are magnetic. And when the car isn't magnetic, you can use this fun little red patch right here, and that's what these are right here. And it comes 2 per pack, which is really nice. These little patches with a steel pad inside of them are really, 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 really handy. A lot of cars nowadays do not have much steel. So these can stick to a window. They can stick to anything that's smooth that is not magnetic. So a bumper, a lower rocker panel, a spoiler, whatever it is, it can stick to it. So the fact that it can stick to a window, and we know a window isn't magnetic, is really beneficial. Not that you always need it to stick to a window, just the fact that it can stick to any smooth, high energy surface. So I'm going to show you there what that looks like. I'm going to slap that onto the window, and you're going to see how the actual pad adheres to the window, and then the magnet clipping onto the pad, no problem at all. I can pull the magnet off, I can put the magnet back on, I can take it off, put it back on, and so on, and it doesn't move the pad from the window. To remove the pad from the window is really easy. You just pick up a corner and you peel it off. The pads are actually reusable, which is really, really, really nice, because all you got to do is clean the back surface of it, and they're good to go all over again. There's no adhesive on the actual pad itself. There's nothing here. It's just silicone, rubber. I don't know what they make it out of, but it works really, really well. So as you can see here with the magnetic tool, I don't have anything obviously that's magnetic on my hand, but when I stick the tool to the pad, it adheres or sticks to it really well. So very beneficial stuff, guys. And again, tons of variety as far as tucking and wrapping tools go. Throw that back in the box. This other one is the exact same thing. The white pack right beside it is simply a lot of plastic blades. You know what? They're good to have. I have a ton of these, and there's probably 100 in here or so, I'm guessing. Not absolutely certain, but again, links to that stuff in the description below. What else do we have going on here, guys? I mean, that's almost all of it. It's, you know, we got the pads, which stick to the magnets. It's an amazing little invention. We have extra blades, 9mm, 30-degree blades as well. We have our knife handles, again, super important. We need something to hold the blade with. Can't hold it with our hands. So having a knife handle and something that you like using is very important. These actually click out and glide pretty nicely. So super impressed by that. And that's pretty much it as far as the wrap tools that you need to wrap a cargo. Heat gun, we have glove for your fingers. You don't even need a full glove. The fact that you can have a small glove with just your fingers is really important, because most of the time you're just doing the edges and the corners and heating over that. That's a cool little thing, actually. Otherwise, you know, we have our standard magnets these are not standard. They have a felt pad on them, and a lot of tucking tools, heat gun, all variety of tools that you could possibly need to wrap a car. Most of them in one kit as far as the Pro Kit goes, but if you want a more intermediate kit, we do have the smaller kit here, which doesn't have everything, but it does have a lot of stuff that you might need to get started, minus the knife. Anyways, guys, I hope that this video was informative and detailed and helpful in showing you some vinyl wrap tools that you need in order to get started. I look forward to doing more videos for you. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.